What if both pilots get sick? What's the backup plan? What if both pilots get food poisoning? What if they both pass out? Who would fly the airplane? I'm Captain Paul, a pilot with 50 years of experience, and I understand why that scenario sounds scary. Let me walk you through the safeguards that make it extremely unlikely and what that would mean even in the worst case scenario. First, why it almost never happens. On many airlines, pilots are required to eat different meals while on duty in the flight deck. This reduces the risk that both pilots would be affected by a food-related illness at the same time. Even if one pilot became sick, the other is fully qualified to operate the aircraft alone. We train for single pilot scenarios in simulators on a regular basis. Pilots also undergo routine medical examinations, typically every 6 to 12 months, depending on age and certification. If you're over 40 years old, you got to get an EKG all the time, at least once a year. Not all the time, at least once a year. And if you really don't feel well before a flight, you're expected to remove yourself from duty. Safety always comes first. Now, what about something sudden and unexpected just happening? Modern aircraft are highly automated. The autopilot can maintain altitude, course, and speed with precision. If one pilot became incapacitated, the other would likely declare an emergency and coordinate with air traffic control for priority handling to the nearest suitable airport. Now, this situation has occurred before, and it's been managed very safely. But let's address the truly extreme scenario. Both pilots are incapacitated at the same time. This is extraordinarily rare. However, even in that situation, the aircraft would continue flying on autopilot. It would maintain its program route and altitude. If the crew stopped responding to radio calls, air traffic control would immediately begin, establish procedures to get in touch with them through them directly or through their company. They would attempt multiple forms of contact and, if necessary, coordinate further response actions, up to including having a fighter come and check them out and make sure they're okay. Flight attendants are also trained in emergency procedures and in certain communication protocols. In extreme situations, they would follow their procedures and get in touch with ground personnel for assistance. In rare cases across aviation history, passengers with flying experience have assisted under the guidance from people on the ground. Here's the key takeaway for you. Aviation safety is built on layers of redundancy. You get 2 fully qualified pilots, you have strict medical standards, you have certain operational policies, you got advanced automation. You also got continuous air traffic monitoring. It's not one safeguard, it's many working together. So in my 50 years of flying, I've never experienced nor personally known a case where both pilots were incapacitated simultaneously on a commercial flight. I know one case where they both fell asleep for a little while, but they woke up and landed where they're supposed to land. But it's the kind of scenario that makes for dramatic storytelling and makes a good movie, but it does not reflect how aviation systems are really designed. The 2-pilot system exists for exactly this reason. Redundancy. If one pilot cannot continue, the other can safely complete the flight. Anyway, I hope this simple explanation eases your mind a bit. I've linked the free Nervous Flyer's guide below. It's in the description. And if takeoff is what concerns you the most, be sure to get my audio guide. It's also linked below. And that walks you through every sight and sound and sensation that happens during takeoff. So what other what-if questions would you like me to answer? Let me know. I'll be happy to explain and tell you how we handle those things. Safe travels, and I look forward to talking to you soon.